Let's look at another one. I did give you this one. Y'all hated it and thought it was crazy. But there are three shapes. If you look, you can see three shapes here. Okay, the first shape you can see is this really big triangle. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and connect right here. Okay, so you see that really big triangle. So you would look on your handy dandy star chart and you would find area, you would find triangle, and you would go over and you see that it's 1/2 base times height. So for this one, we're going to do A equals 1/2 base times height. Okay, then you see how this is combined here? If you look, you can see that that is a rectangle. If I fill that in, you can see that you have a rectangle. Okay, so we need to know the area of a rectangle, which is area equals base times height. But then you see this little white section that they have in that rectangle. They just cut this out. And what shape did they cut out? They cut out a shape of a triangle. So we're going to have to find the area of that triangle as well. Okay, so we can start with the little one. Okay, it's 1/2 base times height. It gives you your base. It gives you your height. So we're going to go ahead, 1/2 base times height. Half of 3, so 3 divided by 2 gives me 1.5. And then I'm multiplying that by 1.5. Okay, so we'll do that right here. 1.5 times 1.5. 5 times 5 is 25. 5, 6, 7. Scratch, scratch, 0. 5 times 1 is 5. 1 times 1 is 1. So you add. It's 12. And then I have 2 behind. You got to count both of those. 2 behind the decimal. So 1, 2. So the area of this little triangle, okay, the area of this is 2.25. Okay? Now let's find the area of the rectangle. So the rectangle has a base of 5, because this is 5 also, and it has a height of 3. Guess what this is? Right, this part's 3 also. So we are going to do 5 times 3. So the area of our rectangle is 15. Now, I said they cut this part out. What do you think you do if they cut something out? The part goes away. What operation means to go away? Subtraction. So since these have a decimal, I'm going to make this have a decimal. So we're going to do 15.00 minus 2.25. Have to do some borrowing. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 7, 9 minus 2 is 7, and 4 minus 2 is 2, and 1 minus nothing is 1. So this whole part right here, after we took that part out, is 12.75. This number is important. Don't forget that number, okay? We still have to find the area of the big triangle. Now, we know the height, but we don't know the base, which is from here to here. So if you notice, I wrote 3 right here. That's because it's part of the rectangle, and this side is 3 and this side is 3. And it tells you that from here to here is 1 foot. So that also makes from here to here 1 foot. So what is the base of your triangle? Well, it's 1 plus 3 plus 1. So your base is 5 feet. So this is 1/2 5 times 3. So 5 times 3 is 15. So half of 15, which means you have to do 15 divided by 2. Some of you know it. Some of you will have to work it this way. Goes in 7 times with 1 left over. You add your decimals and your zeros, and 2 goes into 10 5 times. So the area of this, of the big triangle, is 7.5 feet. Okay? It wants to know the area of the entire arrow. Okay? So this part is with this part cut out. So that's just that part of the arrow and that part of the arrow. we have to take these two numbers and we have to add these two together to find the shaded region, which is the actual arrow, okay? So we have to take our 12.75 and our 7.5, and we're just going to stick a 0 at the end to help us add, and add them together. That's 5, 12, bring down your 0, 10, 20. The area of our arrow is 20.25 square feet, or you can say feet squared. This is your answer. Okay, it's your turn. We're going to do number 8 right now. Pause the video. See if you can figure out the area of the figure for number 8. All right, welcome back. Let's see if you got it right. It actually tells you what the two shapes are for number 8. It says a rectangle, so you need the area formula for a rectangle, and a semicircle, so you need the area formula for a circle, and since it's a semicircle, that means we're going to have to divide it by 2. So a rectangle and a semicircle were used to form the following figure. Find the area of the figure to the nearest tenth of a square meter. Okay? All right, so you're going to grab, remember, the handy-dandy chart. You are going to find the area of a rectangle. There it is, A equals base times height. So A equals base times height. And then you're going to find it for the area of a circle. There it is, under area to the last one, A equals pi r squared. So we're going to use that one. Now remember, this is for the entire circle. I don't have an entire circle, so I'm going to have to divide it by 2 because I only have half of a circle. Okay, so we can see our base and we can see our height of the rectangle. And remember, right now, all I care about is that. Okay, so I'm going to do 4.2 times 2.2. Okay. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. Scratch, lay your 0. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. Add everything together. I have 1, 2 behind the decimal. So the area of my rectangle is 9.25 feet squared. Now, do you see right here that the semicircle shares that side with the rectangle? And remember, about rectangles, the opposite sides are the same. So this is 4.2 because this is 4.2. So since this is 2.2, this is 2.2. And this 2.2 goes from one side of that circle to the other. Remember what I said about if it goes from one side to the other, it's called the diameter. And I need the radius. So that means I'm going to have to divide this number by 2 to fill it in for my radius. Okay, we remember the number for pi is 3.14. Our radius is now 1.1 squared, and we're going to divide that by 2. Okay, so 1.1 squared, I have no idea. 1.1 times 1.1. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Put your egg. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. It's basically doing 11 times 11. And then remember you have 2 behind the decimal, so 1, 2. So you get 1.21. So now we have 3.14 times 1.21 divided by 2. I'm going to go ahead and do these because this is going to take some long hand multiplication. So I'm going to do it over here so I have plenty of room. Okay, so I have 3.14 and 1.21. And I had started telling a lot of you to go ahead and draw these lines so that you would keep your numbers in rows. I probably should have made it go over a little bit more, but okay, so 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 1, 1. 1 times 3, 3. Done. 0. See how neat it's keeping it? 2 times 4, 8. 2 times 1, 2. 2 times 3, 6. Scratch. I have 2 scratched out. This is a mistake a lot of y'all make. When you do 2 scratched out, you only put 1, but when you have 2, you have to put 2. Okay? 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. And 1 times 3 is 3. Now we're ready to add everything. 1 plus 8, 9. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. 6 plus 1 is 7. And nothing plus 3 is 3. But now we have to go back and count how many we have behind a decimal. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And right now you're thinking, good night, is that the answer? No, but it is an answer choice. But you have not gotten your answer yet. Notice that the area of the rectangle is also an answer choice. But that's not the answer because we want to know the total of both. So I can take away both of those right now. All right, so I have 3.7994. I haven't divided by 2 yet. Oh, Miss Harrington. Yes, I'm sorry, but this is how it goes. You got to do it. Okay, so I'm going to come back over here and do 3.7994 divided by 2. And it's going to run into this, but that's okay. Bring your decimal up. 2 can go into 3 one time with 1 left over. 2 can go into 17 8 times. That's 16 with 1 left over. 2 can go into 19 8 times, which gives me 18. I'm going to get, wait, I said 9, I think, and I wrote 8, but that should have been a 9. Therefore, that should be a 9 because it gives me 18 here. And drop my 4. 2 into 4, 7. Okay, so now we have that the area of the semicircle is 1.8997. Still not finished. We're not finished because we have to find the total area of both. What does that mean? It means we take 1.8997 and 9.24. Go ahead and add those zeros to help keep your numbers in a row. 7, 9, 13, 10, 11, 11. This is the total area of both figures. The correct answer is 11. I know you don't want to take that amount of time. I know you looked at it and thought, oh, that's simple because it's a very simple shape. But look at the work. Right before we got out, I kept stressing, you have to write the formulas. You have to fill in the numbers. You have to do this. These questions are going to take you some time, so don't rush through them. Take your time while doing them, okay? Good luck.